going to talk about making lists today. But you know, when God says to do something, you don't close your ears to it. And as I sat here this morning, God said to me, share with these wonderful people today what this little mission has done in the years past. So I'm going to give you just a thumbnail sketch in about 5 minutes. 53 years ago this month, Harris Avenue decided to start a little mission church. The place was Lafayette Street, which now is where the thruway goes. And there was a family over there. If you bring your offering in the morning, you'll see a beautiful family right here above our offering thing, the Villareals. We went over there, and there was Mama Villarreal and the granddaddy, and 3 precious grandchildren with their mother, Bertha, Lorena, and Corina. The first time I saw Lorena and Corina, their mother, Lupe, came in with one of them on each hip. They were 6 months old. We had a beautiful little church over there. Well, we had a pastor that had come from Brownwood, and everything was going so great. And then the thruway came through and whoosh, took it all away. Had to sell the building. And in the meantime, Fort Concho had closed their doors because there was not a pastor. And at that time, I was serving in the association as the WU director, and I went to the area director and said, could we use Fort Concho? We need a place to meet. Instead, the church is there, it belongs to the association. So our little Villareal family came across town with us, and we started it was 1971. We stayed over on Lafayette for 3 years. It was 1971 when we came over here. We had to start with, my husband and I, we were the mission directors at Harris Avenue. We were the directors here. We did it all on we had no training whatsoever. We just did what we felt like God wanted us to do. We had just a bunch of neighborhood kids. They climbed under the seats. They came barefooted. They sat in our laps, and I told our folks here, you know, if you're looking for glory from Harris Avenue Church, don't expect it. We're here on our own, and if you can't love those kids that sat in your lap, then you don't need to be here. For 51 years, we have ministered here in this little neighborhood. Sorry to say, a lot of the times it's not the neighborhood that comes, but they see our ministry with the cars that are parked out in front. We have gotten as low over the years as 8 in attendance, and as many as 35. This morning there is 55 people here. I mean, it is a joy to get this overwhelming. In all the years that we've been here, we were never without a pastor. That is another story in itself. God provided little pastors for this church. When I would tell my husband, I just know there's not anybody going to want to come over there for a dozen people, and he'd say, God will provide. And God is just so many wonderful things. Brother Danny is a result of one of God's miracles. It was an accident that came before Danny did when Brother Smith was here, but that is in itself. But the main thing that has impressed me more than anything is that God has never seen the need to close the doors of this little mission. At one time, we had 11 missions in Concho Valley Association. If I'm not sure, this may be the only mission that is still active. They come and they go and they close their doors, but God has kept this little mission open. It didn't look like this in years past. You'd be shocked if you knew the way it looked when we started. He sent a tornado in 1995 that just whooshed it through here, came through here, blew the windows out, blew all the dirt through it, went out the other side. For us, it was a blessing. The insurance company just gave us the ceiling, and we were very careful how we used it, and it was the beginning of something new. But God has just always been in. He's used us. He's used me when times that I thought, I can't believe I'm doing this. When my husband died 13 years ago, my children said, Mother, what are you going to do about the mission? I said, I'm going to be right there next Sunday. I'm going to be there because that's what your daddy would expect of me. And I had that core group that said, Miss Pat, as long as you're here, we'll be here. And they're all here this morning.
Amen.
So just know one thing. God has a plan when we let him walk with us. Just get out of the way and let God work, and he'll do great things. My word of wisdom this morning is a candle doesn't lose any of its light when it lights another candle. So love God and do good for others. Amen.
Amen. Amen.